Joyman, how was your school day?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
What were you doing today?
So I did so in ELA we're doing another essay and this time we're just doing one practice OST essay. And after
CSA. What you say?
I said OST and then after and that's all we did. And we did another compare and contrast essay.
About what?
It was about W.E.B. Web Du Bois.
Jordan. Do you know who that? You don't know? Hold on.
Yeah, that's him.
U.E.B. Jordan is the U.E.B. Debois Award winner. What's wrong, Joy?
Oh my
It
god.
don't taste good, do it? You put your thumb in your mouth a little bit.
God, that tastes horrible. Anyways, and it was about another person, but Maori?
I don't know who you talking about now.
Maori. His name is Maori, and he's like U.E.B. Du Bois. They're both like African American teachers that like taught during segregation, and we had to compare and contrast them. And then in math, we learned
So what was the compare and contrast?
we had to compare like things that were like alike with them. Like we did that they like a schoolhouse, and they both taught during segregation. Um, and then and I only have to choose one of those. And then my differences were I forgot.
So they both were teachers.
Yeah.
Jordan, do you know about W.E.B. Du Bois? You just won the award. Talented 10th.
I forgot.
You just win so many awards, you just can't remember all of them. What a blessing. Okay. Well, I think we should do a little research about W.E.B. Du Bois and then talk about it tomorrow when we record.
Okay.
What you think, Jordan? If Jay Sean was here, he'd have had it all. He'd have knew all about it.
Where is he?
Wrestling practice. You know, normally we would be just now getting home, right? What else, Joy? What else you do today in school day?
So we went to math and we learned about
What? We back on probabilities.
yeah.
So, do you know them now?
Yes. It's easy.
It was pretty easy
Yeah.
until it get hard.
Well, we're not on that yet.
So, what about probability?
So all we learned about so he had like a deck of cards, like spades cards or cards. And basically one of them was like, what is the probability of you picking a red card or a black card? And that would be 50% because so there's 52 cards in the deck and 26 of them are red and 26 of them are black. So there's a 50% chance that you'll pick red or black. And then we did like and then
What's the probability of picking a card number 1?
4 over 52.
Is that correct, Jordan?
Wait, there is no one.
So what's the probability?
0 over 52.
0. There's no chance of picking a 1. There is no 1. That's a trick question, man.
And then, so some people got this wrong, but it was like, what is the probability of picking, I think it was, ace hearts, like, and I put 1 over 52 and everybody else put 4 over 52 because they didn't read it fully and they thought it was just all aces. But I was like, there's only one ace. That's
So what would be the probability of picking a red ace?
2 over 52.
Is that right, Jordan? Because it's 2 red aces. Okay.
And then after that, we just played.
So it's pretty simple though.
Yeah.
But that's probability based on a pretty small set of factors. So what if you say, what's the probability of picking a card that is a factor of 3, that is even, that is black, that is also a factor of, okay, a factor of 2, a factor of 3, and is black.
Huh?
Right? So so what you had to do is, what odd numbers are factors of 3 and 2? Yeah. Numbers that's divisible by 9 is pretty much I mean, by 3, it's pretty much 9, 6, and 3,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But out of those 3, which ones are divisible by 2? 6. And how many black sixes do you have?
2.
2. So it'll be 2 out of 52,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
A little bit more complicated, require a little bit more brain power, right?
Yeah.
But then you get even deeper with scenarios that sometimes, it's 50 different factors. So you're not just saying, what's the probability of picking a red card? It's basically 1 out of 2, 50-50 chance, right? 26 out of 52,
Yeah.
right? But you have other probabilities where it's 100 factors that you got to factor in. And that's when probability gets difficult. The people who really get really, really good with probability are what? What type of job?
Mathematician.
Mathematicians kind of, yeah, but what other profession that's not academic?
Gambling?
Gambling. Gambling is highly based on probability. Very highly based on probability. What's another one? Is one other one that I'm thinking of. What you think, Jordan?
Like right now.
Here you go with this start with.
'Cause it helps.
It help you what? Guess?
Yeah. Like,
Why you want to guess?
and then I can like X out the ones that I know.
I. It start with I.
Why?
Yeah. The letter I. Y'all want me to just tell y'all?
Intern?
Intern. Intern for what? An intern can
Okay.
intern for anything.
Oh, a weather person?
Maybe they do deal in probability. Probably, maybe. I don't know. Well, I was thinking about insurance.
Oh,
Insurance people deal heavily in probability. They look at how much they're going to charge you for a car. They factor in so many different factors, how much they're going to charge you to insure your vehicle. They look at the safety factors. They look at how fast the vehicle can go. They look at what color the vehicle is, how often this vehicle gets stolen, how often this vehicle is totaled if it's in a wreck, how often do people get serious injury in this vehicle if they're in a wreck, all different types of wrecks. Do the car got 4-wheel drive or not? Do it got all-wheel drive or not? It just factors in so many different things. How many airbags the car have? How many people live in the household that the car is going to be parked overnight? What neighborhood you live in? How often do cars get stolen in that neighborhood? Often do cars get vandalized or damaged? So they take all of these factors into account and tell you how much you're going to pay for insurance. So for people like you all who are relatively young, you all are going to pay a lot more for insurance than me. I think the amount of money that I pay for all of my cars, I got 4 cars with me and your mother driving. The amount of money that I pay for insurance for all of that, you all might pay double for insurance for just yourself for one car at 16. So, and the reason is, you're young, you're not as experienced as a driver. Like I haven't had a car accident in, I don't know, probably 20 years. I haven't had a ticket in probably 17 years. I would be considered a very safe driver. So my rates and your mother rates are lower, but you all would be considered risky drivers because you're young. You don't got a lot of experience. I got a track record of showing I'm not going to be crashing, right? I'm not going to be speeding, getting tickets and all that, right? So they take into account a lot of that probability. Same thing with medical, life insurance people. They factor in so much stuff similar how much they want to charge you to give you life insurance. So some of the basic stuff they take in is your physical assessment. So how much you weigh, are you obese, do you smoke, do you drink alcohol, things like that. But then they also take in environmental factors. What's the average life expectancy of a person in your area where you live? So all these different things they take into account. What type of work you do, right? Some types of work are more dangerous than others, right? People who do certain jobs like police officer or firefighter might have a little bit more of a risky job than me, for example. I work in the office, right? I'm not in the elements, potentially dangerous. So that's probability. Okay. What else?
and then we played 2 games with the cards using probability. So, like, so you would have to, like okay, there was cards laid down facing, like, the backs. so you didn't know what the card was. And the first card, you had to guess what color the card was. And that was 50/50. And then if you guessed black and it was black, then you would move on. And then you would have to guess if the next card after that would be lower or higher than that card. So if it's like a black 6, then you would have a better rate of picking lower than above.
Now, are you all, this might sound like a stupid question, but I just want to be clear. Were you all considering the jack, queen, king,
Yeah.
and ace to be higher?
Yeah. Well,
Because below 6, you got 2, 3, 4, 5.
and 6.
Well, 6 is not below 6.
Yeah, but if you got a 6, then that would be considered below.
Okay, and 6, 5. Above 6, you got 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king. And then where you putting ace?
Well, then there would be a higher probability of you picking a number higher than 6. And then, like, if you got that right, then you would move on. And, like, so if the first one was a 6, right? And then the next one was like a queen, the next number you would have to choose, is that card going to be in between the 6 and the queen or out of the 6 and the queen? So like 1 through 6 or queen, king, and ace. I would say like the middle, like in between.
Well, you ain't supposed to guess though, right, Jordan? The whole purpose is not to guess
Well,
what the probability
it
is.
depends.
The whole purpose is to just know how many numbers it is and just say this is how many numbers it is and this is what I'm going to pick.
Okay. Yeah. So, and then
Because you got some people that's going to go by gut feeling. And then you got some people that's going to be nerdy and going to go by what the numbers say. And the people who's nerdy and go by what the numbers say, they probably going to be right more often. And the people who go by gut feeling, they probably going to lose their money. What you think, Jordan?
I think so.
I can't hear you. Move the microphone closer to you.
And then the last one, so there would be 2 cards, and you had to guess if one of them was a king, queen, diamond, or spade, clubs, diamonds, hearts. Yeah. And then, so like, there would, like, 2 of them would obviously not be it. And then you have to guess the other 2. And I don't think nobody got that. Yeah, nobody got that.
I mean, okay. All right.
And then we went to art and we did some print on a paper, and she said that she was gonna like tell us more about it the next time that we have her.
This time y'all have art class?
Yeah. And then we went to lunch and I found out that I made the team for esports.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't even know how to play esports.
Yes, I do.
What games do y'all play for esports?
We're only doing Mario Kart. I know
You can't beat me in Mario Kart.
Okay, I never said I could beat you. I said that I know how to play.
She know how to play Mario Kart?
I do know how to play Mario
But I
Kart.
wish they did that last year. I really wanted to do that.
Well, oh, this the first year?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Miss Kuzman like talked about it for like 2 years, saying that she was gonna open it like next year, the next year, and then I was expecting her to open it like my 8th grade year, and she never opened. Because it was like robotics started, and then she was trying to do that, but I don't know. I don't even know.
It didn't work out.
I wish I could have done that.
Okay. So you doing it, playing Mario Kart.
Yeah.
You know what I saw one day on Instagrams, I think, it was like a real life Mario Kart. And it was mostly adult men in small little motorized scooters, like not scooters, but like small little carts that you sit in, cross your legs, and you roll and you race. It seemed kind of cool. It seemed kind of Jake though.
What?
I wouldn't do it. I would let kids do it.
But so she said that like there was certain standards that you would have to meet in order to get into it. So you would have to have like experience with the game, and you have to actually know how to play the game. And then you would also have to have good grades and good attendance. And
What's your attendance looking like?
good. My attendance is perfect unless like the bus was late and they just marked me as absent, but I get a ticket, so.
I'm just checking to make sure she's telling the truth.
Anyways, And then I went to so I like she doesn't know for sure what days I will have to meet. And we meet to like go to rocks on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And that she said that for sure we're going on Mondays and Tuesdays. So I'm gonna have to miss like a day of rocks or like a day of Mario Kart.
Oh, man,
Yeah, that's okay.
you was sad to miss a day of rocks.
Sure.
That's your favorite classroom?
Yeah.
Music over?
Music?
Hip hop?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we went to Miss Wessel. And basically, if you had all your work turned in for science, then you'd get like this heart-shaped thing and there would be Skittles inside of it. And then if you had all your work turned in for social studies, and you get a fun dip, and I got both. And then
What?
fun dip.
What's that?
Fun dip, it's a stick and powder, and you dip the stick in, and then you eat it.
Candy, it's candy.
Okay.
And then
I'll eat it when I'm done.
we mainly did social studies. And we just talked about Sumerians.
Sumerians?
Yeah, Sumerians.
What y'all learn about Sumerians?
Well, we only learned about their water and how like they built cuz they would either have they would move around a lot, and they would either have too much water or not enough water. And basically when they had too much water as a solution, they built like sandbags and like put it around the water to like stop it from flooding their areas. And then after doing that, other like villages started seeing that and tried taking over their space. So they sometimes went into like war kinda about it. Yeah. But then
So people went to war over water?
yeah.
Why
Because
would people need to war over water?
because okay, you need water to like make food. Like you need water to grow your crops.
Yeah. So the Sumerians learned how to really harness water to be most efficient and effective with it.
Yeah.
And other people couldn't figure it out, so they just tried to go to war. How stupid is that?
I mean, if you think about it, it's not really that stupid because the
Sumerians?
Sumerians were taking over all the water, and they didn't
So
get
they figured out how to store the water too.
Yeah, they stored the water too. And so like they didn't want to do all that trouble, so they just made like a wall in between the water so that they could like split it, but without like seeing each other.
So the Sumerians was pretty smart.
Yeah.
You know anybody that store water?
I don't know people, but I know like plants do.
Jordan, you know anybody that store water?
Anyone that has a refrigerator.
Oh, that too.
Huh. Y'all know we got an irrigation system in our yard
Oh yeah, irrigation system.
with water tanks.
Oh, well, us too?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's our Sumerian ancestry.
Okay.
We not Sumerian. Sorry, mate. So, okay, that's pretty cool. Dude, okay, here go a question for Smarty Pants. What water were they? There's rivers that are very famous in the history of the world that they were harnessing the power of that water. Jordan,
I gotta think about it.
Joy, mate.
Is it called Kira?
Who?
Kira?
I don't know what you saying. Kira.
Yeah.
Kira?
Yeah.
I've never heard of Kira River.
The Georgian River.
Nah, it's the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers. Those are the rivers that do you know why those rivers are famous or well known or highly regarded?
Yeah.
Why?
Because there were like in places where you could just go and grab it, but also like make a neighborhood around it.
Well, the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers, well, I'm not going to go too far into religious, but that is considered to be the birthplace of people.
Really?
Yeah.
Both the rivers?
Yeah. So you can research that too. What else is going on, mate?
Well, she did that as a review, and then we had to take a test with a partner. We took the test, and I got 2 questions wrong. And then so I think it was 5 or 6 of the 20 questions were like like short responses, and then one was you had to draw like a problem and solution, and she has to manually grade that. But the questions out of like 13, I only got 1 wrong. I mean 2 wrong.
Wait a minute. Let's rewind. You're talking about the city
The city?
of Alkerna.
Huh?
Kurna?
Yeah.
That's the city. That's the city that the rivers go around. So the rivers go around the city. Right.
So it's a city.
Jordan, you studied about Mesopotamia, right?
6th grade.
Yeah. That's where the rivers are. The Tigris and the Euphrates River. That's what I thought you would know.
No, I can't really remember much from 6th grade.
I remember stuff from 6th grade still, and I'm 43 years old.
Good memory. Like, I can remember, like, I feel like 6th grade went so fast. I was just in 5th grade.
All right, Joy, mate, what else?
And then I went home. I had lunch.
Lunch is not the highlight of everybody's day, Jordan.
Well, I know, but I thought she was taking it step by step of what
My lunch was esports.
So what'd you eat? Yeah, what'd you eat?
Healthy.
I didn't have a lunch break today. Just a FYI,
Me neither.
I'm calling the work people on your mama.
What?
She made me work all day. I ain't get a lunch break.
Oh.
She was my boss today.
Interesting. She says the same thing about you.
Yeah, I give her breaks. I gave y'all a lunch break the other day.
We didn't get a lunch.
How was your day today, Jordan?
My day was good.
Day was a good day.
Yeah.
What'd you do today, Jordan?
Well, usually on Mondays we have morning meeting, and
Well, today was a Monday.
yeah, I know. That's what, because like, when you first go to school, well, well, never mind. But like, sometimes I like forgot it was Tuesday and not Monday because that was my first day back in school, and I'm so used to going to the auditorium. But anyways,
So you went to the auditorium
no,
and no one was there?
no. But he reminded me that today's Tuesday. We have mentor time. I was like, oh, well, right. So I went to mentor time, and we had a little surprise. We had cookies for Valentine's Day.
What kind of cookies?
It was red velvet cookies.
What?
It was very delicious.
It was good.
Yeah, it tastes just like the cake.
Joy don't like those.
If I would have brought her one, she would have eaten it.
She would have ate it.
No, if you brought me my popcorn.
Okay. And then my friend's birthday was like in December, and we couldn't celebrate it because that was during midterms. So my mentor brought like snacks for us, but she wasn't even here. So that was kind of disappointing. And then I had a free period, and I just read my book because I haven't been able to read
What book did you read?
A Little Life.
What's it about?
Okay, well, I had to restart because, those times when you're just reading, but you're not actually taking anything in. That was me while reading the book because I was like 300 pages in, and then I realized I have no idea what this book is talking about, so I restarted. So far, like, it's like these 4 like college guys, and like they all have like it's interesting how it's written. It's written in like parts. So I'm on part 1.
So college guys. So 4 college guys.
Well, not college, but like it's different times. Like one time it'll be in college, and then it'll fast forward, and it's like this time, and then it'll go back again. It's like,
Okay, I get you.
yeah. So I just read that, and then they had oatmeal, so I was really happy about that. And then I love the staff at HB; they're so sweet. So I always talk to them every morning when I have a free. So I talk to them, ask them how their weekend was, and then I had algebra. We did exponents, which I enjoy. And then I just talked to my teacher. She's my favorite. I'm just gonna.
How you do with exponents?
Basically.
Joy, you know exponents? So the 2 is the exponent. What's 5 to the 3rd power? Joy don't know that.
Yes, I do.
What is it? 125.
That.
Go on, tell me one.
6 to the 71st power.
Come on.
Yes, I give you one.
It sounds reasonable.
6 to the 8th power.
That's not reasonable.
6 to the 4th power.
That's all right. Continue,
Okay, 4 to
Jordan.
the 2nd power.
16. That's super easy though.
I didn't have lab, so I had news media. That was cool. I just like,
What you doing that?
you just write about anything.
What you write about?
Okay, I'm writing about my 2026 fashion goals.
Fashion goals? What is that?
Like things
What? This is where I don't understand. You write about fashion? How do you write about fashion?
so based something. or like polka dots because I really want to see that in 2026. I input the photo into Google Drive and then I talk about I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I love these." Well, not like that, but like I'm just like summarizing. Like polka dots are a great way to add a pop of like a shapes into your outfit. And then I do another photo and then until I feel like it's done. Then I send it off to my senior editor and then she edits it and then she posts it on there.
So I'm over here writing newsletters about reducing the reliance on secure detention for young people. And you're writing about polka dot pants.
Well, I've been okay, like I write some like serious my writing
So,
style
okay,
changes because I write
okay.
about something serious and then I write about something funny and then I write about something like
All
it
right.
switches
Why
depending on my
is
mood.
fashion important? Is fashion important in day-to-day life, Joy? Is fashion important?
Yeah,
Why?
because it shows like what type of person you are. Like if you're actually willing to get up and get ready, like actually think about what you're wearing instead of just throwing anything on.
So if a person shows up neatly dressed, matching, well-groomed, then what does that tell you about them?
That they care about how they look and how they're presenting themselves.
Jordan, is that anything you would add?
Well, like for me, I feel like outfits are a way to like express yourself because I've seen some wild outfits. Like I cannot imagine pulling that off. But when someone else wears it, I'm like, okay, this is really cute. I like how she did that. Because I wouldn't think about putting like outfits out like that.
So what about my outfits?
You're just typical dad.
A lot of people like how I dress.
I didn't say anything bad about your outfits. I just said it's typical dad outfit. Like mom, she has some style in her. I think that's where I get it. And especially Nana as well. And then Jay Sean, I feel like he like his outfits differ. Like it depends on his mood. Sometimes it'll be like lazy outfit and I just put a song because I'm not doing anything today. And then it'd be like really well put outfits. And then it'd be like in the middle. And then Joy.
I feel targeted.
Ooh. I feel like she just whatever she has, she'll make it work.
Yeah.
And then me, my gosh, I put thought. I like when my outfits are like organized. It tells you something about me, like my jewelry.
The way your room looks.
What'd you say,
And
Joy?
especially my room. Yeah. My room you can look
Yeah,
Look like a bomb went off.
No, it doesn't
no,
anymore.
you see, there
See,
was
I feel
no,
targeted
there
now.
was
I feel
trails
targeted.
of clothes, and I called
Everywhere.
them big anacondas. It's a jungle.
It's a jungle in there.
Okay,
It's a
look,
jungle.
as I was saying, I feel like also
My closet is neat. Color-coded, pants on one side, shirts on another, button-up shirts, letters, organized by color,
Like
iron, neat, all facing the same way.
okay, well, you are a middle-aged man. I, however, am a teenage girl. I'm there. You can start with the difference right there. I
I'm
like
a what?
middle-aged man.
We're
Middle, like 30, 40. See, look, who's disrespecting you now? You felt targeted. I just felt threatened. Anyways, also, hot take. I feel like your room tells you a lot about yourself as well.
like how?
Like Joy's room. No, because you know
No.
she has like, hey, let me speak. She has like hair, like which is like her passion she likes to do. I
plead
about it.
no, because I had to share a room with her. So
Had.
some of the stuff that is on the wall or anywhere comes from both of us, but I was left with it. There is a total difference.
And Jordan got a whole room makeover.
Yes, she got a whole makeover.
I'm gonna be so honest. I think that was best. If I stayed in your
I
room,
know.
I don't think my stuff would.
Jordan got new floor, new carpet, new everything, new
Carpet.
paint. I mean, new paint. You don't got a rug in your room?
No, I literally asked you guys like, hey, can we keep the carpet?
yeah.
And you're like, no.
No, I'm talking about a rug.
No,
No.
she don't have one.
Because when I
remember.
You can take that rug from your grandmother's basement.
what does it look like?
White.
Oh,
maybe
Fluffy.
Yeah, I do want.
Oh, that is
because I don't
cute.
know. Because like sometimes I like to take off my socks when I'm sleeping, and I don't want to wake up and then my floor is like freezing. Oh, it's terrible in the winter. Absolutely terrible. I had to take. Anyways.
Okay. Yeah. Can we move on from this fashion nonsense? Because I just don't understand how you're writing something academic about fashion.
It's nothing academic. News media, you literally write about anything. You can write about like a cat you saw out your window and make it like poetic or something. Like
And
it's
it's
like
published
anything.
in the school newspaper.
Yes, anyone can see it.
So you've been published in the school newspaper before?
Yes, 3 times. I'm on my 4th article. It's death prediction.
Can we get copies?
Like
Can we get a copy? Do they email it to us?
no.
Can you go on there and get it?
I can email it to you. I mean, text it to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's like has all type of stuff. Anyways, after news media, I had Espanol. We just
Do I habla español?
see, wasn't here Thursday because of Modern. So we did go over like some more like food vocab, and we just like went over that again. And then I think we just talked a lot. Yeah.
Habla español?
See.
Bueno.
After that, I had studio art, and then my teacher was just like going over, like talking to all of us, making sure we had like what we wanted to do for our project, like set in stone. And I think she really liked mine, because mine is like cancer cell, and like I said, it like hides behind like regular cells and like tries to blend in. And how our thing is going to be is you're gonna like print one thing, and then there's gonna be another paper on top of that one, but like the one underneath you could see through the first paper.
So what are the parts of a cell?
Nucleus, membrane,
Inner and outer.
Inner and outer membrane. What's the filler that holds everything in place? Cytoplasma.
Oh.
Where is the energy produced? Mitochondria, right? Y'all never heard of these things?
I did, but that was last year.
What about the synthesis? Where does the synthesis take place? In the ribosomes? Y'all heard of ribosomes? Yeah. Come on, boy, I'll be teaching y'all stuff every time. What's another part of a cell? Y'all said nucleus, right?
Yeah.
Those are the parts that I could think of.
Yeah, and I think she really liked mine, and I'm excited to do it because we're doing it Thursday. After that, I had a free period, and I was locking in. Like usually, I like sit next to the lockers, but everyone's really loud there, so I just went into a random like classroom, and then
You're allowed to just go in the classroom?
yeah, when no teachers there, I can just go in.
You just
Have a
go in the
spot.
classroom with no teachers there
Yeah, before, after, during school.
and sit and just be quiet and study.
Or, yeah.
Hmm.
There can be a friend group or anything. So, yeah, I went in there and I did like my history, and then I read more, and then
Locked in. Wait, what history?
I'm about to get to that. Then before, never mind, but I totally forgot I had a baking club that day. Well, my friend
Who?
invited baking club.
What is that?
You bake stuff and then you bring it to school and you eat it and talk to friends.
What? What is?
Totally clueless.
High school.
How is this a class?
No, it's a club during lunch.
Club and classes are two
different
different
things.
things.
So it's like a team? Do y'all compete? Who won?
No, you don't compete. It was Valentine's Day themed. So there's like cookies and cupcakes. Oh, it was so good. And then I logged back in, and then I had history.
I'm missing the point of the baking club.
Well, I forgot I had
Nothing.
it. And I didn't remember until that Sunday, and it was like 6 o'clock, and I was like, oh, okay. Sees. But like next time we have it, I'll make like cinnamon donuts or something.
Okay.
Then
Y'all do a lot of stuff that I just don't understand. I went to high school.
To start. Okay. Then I had history, and I was so shocked. My teacher wasn't there, so I had like another history teacher. And then she just talked about like, because we have a research project, and everyone like gets this like empire we were just talking about in our like last unit, and then we have to do a research project about it.
What was the empire from last semester?
Last semester.
I mean, yeah, that
Last
y'all was
week?
talking about.
Ottoman Empire, Russian Empire, Tokugawa Empire, Mongol Empire, Mongol was last semester.
That's what I was talking about. That's what I talked
Yeah,
about.
but I thought we were talking about
No, I just was trying to remember. Okay, all right. What y'all was doing?
Okay, so I got Ottoman, and then we just like did our research project for like 20 minutes because she was talking half the time.
In partner, in groups, or
No,
solo?
just solo.
Okay.
But I think I'm kind of used to it because 7th and 8th grade we had to do a research project. The only difference was that we got to pick it, and then this we didn't get to pick. And then I had English class, and we're reading Shakespeare's Twelfth Night.
What's that about?
Okay, so this guy really likes this girl named Olivia. So he sends guards like every day to her house and like begs her to like love him. But she doesn't want to because her father and brother died. So she doesn't really want to date men right now.
Begging for love ain't never the answer.
Yeah, quite desperate. And then, but this,
What you gonna do if somebody beg you for love?
I don't know. I guess I'm gonna say no. I don't know. It depends. It depends. Depends.
On what?
The person.
No, it depends. You want me to tell you what it depends on?
Money.
A little bit. It depends on if your dad say it's okay or not.
Oh.
If your dad say he okay, then he okay. If your dad say nah he a loser, scram, then he can scram. What's mean? Some people are losers. Some people are losers. What? You think some people not losers?
Why?
Is Donald Trump a winner or a loser? Huh? Okay, so is some people losers?
Well, I mean, he won the election.
But is he a loser?
Yeah.
Okay. Is the people who work for ICE that's hurting people and killing people for no reason, are they winners or losers? Okay. So why would I not call them a loser if they're a loser?
What if you don't even know the person?
I don't need to know a person if they're a loser. Guess what else? I don't want to know them if they're a loser. If they not a loser, then I do want to know them. But if they're a loser, I don't want my daughter dealing with a person that's a loser. Is that not good? I thought that was a good thing. Wouldn't you want me to tell you if some person was a loser and they was begging for your love, but they was a loser and I knew it? Wouldn't you want me to tell you that they a loser? Joy, you just lost. Jordan.
I was shocked she said that, actually. But okay. But okay, these two twins, they're on a boat and they crashed. And then her brother, they look identical, but like they're girl and boy. But if the girl like dressed as
makeover?
dressed up like a guy, so it'd be easier for her to fit into this like society because she thought she was gonna get taken advantage of if she was like dressed up as a girl. So she dressed up as a boy, but she looked just like her twin. And then she went to the guy that was begging for the girl's love because she needed a job, and he sent her over there to like beg, like say please, go to him or something. And yeah, that's where we stopped.
Okay.
And then my day ended.
Then daddy came picked you up.
I promise you I sat down and then you called me.
One time today, because I was working so hard all day. I didn't get not one lunch break, breakfast break, nothing. Just working all day painting. Y'all gonna think y'all walking into a whole different house next time y'all go in there. I done did a lot of work. I forgot to laugh.
Oh.
All right.
Wait. Goodness.
Yeah, wrap it up.
I watched a movie about Ruby Bridges.
What about her? Jordan never even heard of her. Can you tell Jordan who Ruby Bridges is?
So she basically was so smart that she got sent to an all-white school. And they treated her like she was a monster. Like,
Now, hold on. Pause. What do her being so smart have to do with it?
what do you mean?
You said she was so smart that she got sent to an all-white school.
Yeah.
What do her being so smart have to do with it? Was the all-white school for smart kids? For smarter kids?
Well, yeah, that's what they believe.
Who believed?
Everybody.
Not everybody.
Yeah, because her mom did too. I don't think her dad did.
Yeah, but this is why I just want to make sure that we clear on is that white schools are not inherently better because they're, especially at that time, but also today, schools that were all white at that time and schools that's predominantly white today are not better. They're not for smarter kids. They're not the smart kids get to go there. They're just a different school. It's just another school. She went there for reasons, but I just want to be clear. It wasn't because that school was better, that she could learn better in that environment or that space. A lot of people will argue still to this day that the true reason for desegregation was not what maybe you've learned in school. I don't know what's necessarily the truth, but I've heard some very, very smart people say what another reason for desegregation was. which is what, Jordan? What, Joy?
I don't know.
Another way to control. So segregated black schools, a lot of them was one classroom schools. So you had kids from all different ages and different grades in one space learning at the same time. And those under-resourced, poor schools was producing some of our greatest minds and greatest thinkers. These are some of the schools that produced some of the most powerful black minds of that time. And so desegregating the schools, because the government didn't have control over those schools at all. They were self-funded, self-ran, self-taught by black people and community together, right? And it was developing a sense of community, and black people was building real community in a positive way. And so when the powers that be saw that, how can you control something that you don't have control over? You can't. So how do you get control over it? You bring them in to your system. You say, hey, we got a better system over here. Y'all come on over here to our public schools, right? Y'all could come to school with us. But then what can they do? Now they can control it. Now they could take all the black kids and put them in the classroom with the teacher that's not qualified, with the teacher that's not good, with the teacher who don't care about them anyway, and just let them sit and goof around and don't teach them. Now you can stop them from learning by putting them in a school that's a better school, right? But now you're putting them off in the classroom where you can guarantee that they're not going to learn. And now you can guarantee that they're not going to become great thinkers. They're not going to become great minds, and they're not going to build up their community, right? So in a lot of ways, you know how we watch a lot of the movies about Fred Hampton, Chairman Fred Hampton, and we watch the movies about, I forget their names, but with NASA, the women who helped solve the problems with NASA, Hidden Figures, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all these great thinkers and great minds, right? And they wasn't in what? They wasn't in entertainment. They wasn't in sports. They were great thinkers, great community builders, great organizers, financial minds, unbelievable, right? Those minds was created in those one room community-based schools that was segregated. But since desegregation, our best leaders are who? Who's some of the powerful black people y'all know today? Glorilla. No disrespect. Beyonce, right? How many thought leaders do y'all know? President Obama.
Kamala Harris.
Former VP Harris, right? It's
Obama's wife?
Definitely, right? So it's still, right? But pre-desegregation, it was a lot of them. Everywhere you turned, there was another, right? And so a lot of people will say that desegregation was actually a way to control. And so now even up until today, you will see that in our school district, you constantly will see how our state is controlling and pushing our school district into worse and worse situations by providing less and less funding for the same number of students, right? And they're doing this and they're claiming that, they're doing the best. But really they're hurting the district that they in some ways do get to control because they control the amount of money we get, which controls how much you could pay teachers, how much you could pay for different things that the students need to learn, right? So I just want to be clear, and you're a kid that's already talking about you want to go to a HBCU, right? So it's not just inherently better because it's white. Some white schools can be a great school. Some black schools can be a great school, but it is not just because it's a white school, it's automatically better, right?
Yeah.
All right. What else you learn?
So when we watched the movie, I felt so bad for her because the first day that she even got to the school, as soon as she walked out, all the parents just started yelling and screaming at her and saying like, we don't want her here, or like, we don't want that here. And when she got into she was told by the officers that had to walk next to her not to turn around because like then she would definitely get like horrified. And and she was told not to look at them either, so she looked at the ground. And as she was walking, when she got into the building on her first day, she didn't learn one thing because no teacher wanted to teach a black kid, and no parents, like, parents started taking their kids out of the school. Well, not out of the school, but just, like, not like, just their kids wasn't going to school for because she was there. And then she was put in a separate classroom with nobody else besides her and one teacher to get taught. And that teacher, from what I seen, the teacher really cared about her. But as a child, like, I feel like what she went through was kinda, like, harsh, cause she was told, like, "I'll poison you," and then after that, she had a fear of eating.
Who told her that?
One of the white women that were yelling at her, and then she was told by, I mean, not told, but, like, there was a little girl, it was either a little girl or a grandma, and she was holding a black doll by her hair, and she was, like, going over, like, with her thumb over her neck, and then she had a fear of sleeping, and, like, all that she got trauma by.
Hey, Jashawn.
Hi.
Huh. Now, so you said, I'm trying to remember exactly what you said. You said, I can't remember. Anyway, so the movie, y'all watched the movie, right? So the movie shows the story, and it may be accurate for the most part, but it's still a story told by a writer and a director that's not her, right? Did y'all watch any of her interviews to hear directly from her?
Not in the classroom, but I have.
You have?
Yeah.
So what was some of her thoughts about that whole process? Because she's still alive, right?
Yeah.
How old you think she is, Jordan?
When was this?
I don't know.
No, 50.
She in her 50s. So, well, she's my father's age.
So 60?
Maybe early 70s right now. Early 70s. So not that old. So she's still around and still is able to talk about and give interviews and share what it was like from her own personal perspective, right? So what you hear her say?
Well, it kinda sounded the same, but, like, of course, they can't put, like, everything that happened to her in there, so some things were, like, a little more exaggerated and some things weren't.
In the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
versus
Because
what
they
she says.
because they got to draw people in with the theatrics and all that. So the name calling and the people yelling and screaming and stuff, it might have been a little bit over the top in the movie, but there was still people doing that in real life, right?
Yeah,
She had to get a police escort, right,
yeah.
to school and all of that. So that stuff really happened in real life. Did you see the pictures of her, the real pictures
Yeah.
of all of that? You saw it, Jordan?
No, I want.
You
Oh,
want to see it? You curious? Yeah, it's a interesting thing. Cleveland School District, and I was the one person that kind of, from my perspective, I believe the changes that we made with our schools, right now, is the biggest changes in our school district since desegregation. And Cleveland schools kind of went through desegregation, I believe, in the 70s. I believe her situation was in the 60s, early 60s, right? 63, 64, something like that. Maybe like 61. But I think our school district went through desegregation in the later 70s, later 60s, or maybe early 70s. And to try to further desegregate our schools, there started a busing program where kids from where we live at over here, which was almost all white. It really wasn't black people living over here where we live right now, but they would take kids from over here and they would go to school on the east side, and kids on the east side would go to school on the west side over here. So it'd be kids from over like where Nazari and them live, and they would get bused to go to Marshall. And then it would be kids who live over here that would get bused to go to school over there. And then of course you would have some kids that walked. So it would kind of help to mix the school in. So you would have some kids that live over here and walk. So that would be mostly the white kids. And then you would have some kids that get bused over here from the east side, and that would be mostly the black kids. So that was our local effort to desegregate schools, but a lot of people didn't want the schools desegregated. And that's a reality that we live in. A lot of people didn't want their children going to school with black kids. They thought that it was going to be a problem. They thought that something would be wrong with it. And these people, I think, is very important to understand and notice, not to necessarily hold it against people, but to know the history. History is so important, right? Y'all have to learn it. When you make the real connections to the real situations, a lot of the white people who was against desegregation are the parents of teachers today. Yeah. Not all of them. So if you got a teacher that's in their 20s, then maybe though that generation would have been their grandparents, right? But if you got a teacher right now that's close to retirement, that's in their 60s, that's been teaching since the 90s, right?
Yeah.
The people that were adults in the 60s are their parents. If a teacher was teaching in the 90s, then they were probably born in the 70s, and their parents were adults in the 70s that didn't want their children going to school with black kids. Now, again, this is not to hold it against your teachers, but this is perspective to know this is the real history. Just the same as your grandparents are the same kids who were being sent to desegregated schools. This is where history becomes real life. Your grandmother, you can ask her about this next time y'all talk to her. She was one of the kids that went to desegregated schools. My father went from going to a school in a one-room schoolhouse to going to a desegregated school in Georgia. This is the reality. I was bused across town. I lived on the west side. I went to schools all over the east side. I went to Mary B. Martin on the east side. I went to Mary Bethune on the east side. I went to Union Elementary on the east side. And even when I lived on the east side, I went to John Marshall. When I lived on the east side, I went to school on the west side. When I lived on the west side, I went to a lot of schools on the east side. So it's not even just history, right? It's a real personal connection to you all, even still today, to people that's living, right? Y'all grandmother ain't old and walking with a cane and a wheelchair, right? She's still young and moving around and active. So it wasn't really that long ago, right? What you think of that, Jordan?
I think it's
Yeah. Now, I'll give y'all another bombshell. This is my reality. I deal with this. White people who are... And this is a difficult thing for me to deal with sometimes. I'm just being totally honest. But largely, white people who are 80s, 90s years old, a lot of them wasn't with it. A lot of them wasn't with desegregation. But now they old, right? Because if you 80 years old, you was born when? In the 40s, right? Mid 40s, right? So in the 60s, you was maybe 20, you was a young adult. They weren't with this desegregation business, but now they old and maybe in poor health. I have a hard time looking at them and feeling compassion for them, because I know that when they were young and able-bodied, they didn't care for people like me. Not only did they not care for people like me, they actually hated people like me. So why should I show them compassion today? It's out the love and kindness of my heart, right? Because I don't want to be a prisoner of who they are. I don't want who they are to imprison me. So I do show them love and compassion, right? But I do still think about it and say, man, if this was when you was younger, you probably would sit there and watch me apply for a job that you know that I was qualified for and wouldn't give it to me just because I was black. Because a lot of them are the ones who made these decisions. They wouldn't give people jobs. They wouldn't pay people appropriate wages. They didn't believe women should have bank accounts. They didn't believe women could have leadership positions to be a manager or a boss or the owner of a company. They the ones who didn't believe black people should be able to buy a house in this neighborhood that we live in. If they was the boss at the local bank, they would not give me the loan money to buy this house that we live in today. My father could not have bought this house when he was a young man. They just would not allow it. And those are the people who did it. It's not like they could say about slavery, right? They could say, oh, well, that wasn't me. I didn't do that. That was, years ago. Well, stopping my father from buying a house, that was in my lifetime. That was in all of our lifetime, right? And so the same person who blocked my father from being able to buy a house in a nice neighborhood, now that because they 80, 90 years old, I got to view them different, right? Do that make sense? What you think of that, Joy?
I feel like it's kind of unfair that they like just now because of they're old, they're treated differently as if when we were like when black people were like even young black people were in like their lifetime when they were still able to move, actually young.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any more thoughts? Huh?
Are you gonna get milk?
Why, to make cornbread? I'll go and get some milk. Father's job is never done. All right.
Kinda. I couldn't hear the bread machine.